Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Power of Now. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren.
Thank you for joining us tonight in the Power of Now for Inside Outside on Wellness Wednesday. Tonight, we want to talk about healthy choices in various food forms.
Yes, so we're going to share a few things with you. You may see a couple items in the still shot, which we're going to go over, which are some quick things that you can make. Well, relatively quick, but they're healthy. Uh, you see some dried fruit in front of you, and you see a container behind that, which is basically microgreens. Now, we're going to go over all of those, as well as I'm going to bring back and just share with you something I made today, which is the what I call the natural teas. So we're going to start off with Coach Richard. You want to go first with the microgreens?
Absolutely. So we've actually talked about microgreens here on the platform before. Tonight, we want to talk about chia seeds. And chia seeds, if you remember, the little head or the little, what kind of animal was that they used to?
Oh, no, the chia pet.
The chia pet. It was the chia pet. Chia. That's what we have growing tonight for our microgreens. Now, I actually planted these on the 10th, and as you can see, they're already sprouting. And all you have to do, there's a cocoa hair mat in this little container that I got from Dollar Tree. Again, affordable, very economical. All you have to do is bloom the cocoa hair mat in water for a couple of hours, allow it to dry out. The process is a little bit different for the chia seeds. Not dry out. Don't allow it to dry out, but don't allow it to soak in water. Just get it saturated, take it out of the water, put it in your container. And I'm trying to get back in frame here with the greens. Put it in your container and then bloom your seeds. And what I mean by that is you take your chia seeds and you allow them to soak. And I do believe it's for maybe a half an hour.
Half an hour to an hour.
To an hour.
Yes.
And that allows the seeds to bloom a little bit. And if you have any knowledge of chia seeds, if you put them in your smoothies or you put them in your oatmeal or on your salads, chia seeds are a very gelatinous seed. And when they bloom, they are the consistency of a gelatin, right? It's a thickening agent. You can use it as a thickening agent. But there are so many benefits for the use of chia in your diet and introducing chia into your diet. A couple of things: they're rich in nutrients. They're packed with essential nutrients, including fiber, protein, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, magnesium, and antioxidants, all of which are good for your overall health and wellness. Weight management. Yes, they're good for weight management because the high fiber content in the seeds help promote a feeling of fullness. So it prevents you from overeating and reduces the calorie intake. Next thing, omega-3, heart health. We all know that good fat is what we want to ingest. And I keep looking to my right because Coach is to my right and I'm looking at Coach. I should be paying attention to you. Anyway, blood sugar regulation. It's good to improve your blood sugar and it controls your blood sugar because of their fiber content, and it benefits those also who have diabetes or those at risk. Digestive health. They're really healthy in supporting a healthy digestive system and alleviates constipation by promoting regular bowel movement. So that's a good one for people who are getting on up in age and may not be as regular as they once were. And that's also good for individuals who are not as mobile or not as active as they used to be. So already such great benefits just by consuming chia seeds or the chia microgreens, which are a lot more potent because of the green aspect, the growth. So you might want to try this, because again, this is only the 15th. And as you can see, we are almost ready to start harvesting those microgreens. Couple of other benefits, and then I'll punt back over to Coach. Bone health. Chia seeds are really good for bone health because they are a great source of calcium. Hydration. When you soak them in water, they form a gel-like substance, as I was saying earlier, that can help maintain hydration levels in the body, making them beneficial for athletes. So there's something for the young on the spectrum as well. So chia seeds have a wealth of benefits because of their huge nutrient properties and components. They have antioxidants. They contain antioxidants that that combat oxidative stress and reduce the risk of chronic diseases. And if you know anything about chronic diseases, high blood pressure, chronic heart failure, diabetes, high blood pressure, if I did I say that already? A multitude, autoimmune diseases. Chia seeds are a must-have in your diet. Promotes healthy skin and hair. The nutrients, again, they provide omega-3 fatty acids, and they contribute to healthy skin and hair. And they're gluten-free. So it really is good on the digestive system. And if you have celiac disease, chia seeds are a great option to add to your food. Coach?
So, yeah, but before you conclude,
Yes.
at what point do you decide to harvest these?
Okay. So I would say once your microgreens are about 5 to 6 inches, then you want to just start pulling them out of the cocoa mat, just rinsing them off lightly, and just adding them to your food.
Eat them straight.
Or you can eat them straight. I really like them on salads. I love them with savory foods and dishes. We put them in our stir fry. But just one other note, Coach, if you can hold that in frame for me. You want to spritz this daily. You sit that chia seed, what we call the little hydroponic gardening planter. You sit it in the window so that it can get sun, and you top it with its little plastic topper.
Create your greenhouse effect.
You create the greenhouse effect, and you just lightly mist it every morning and just leave it. Don't saturate it, just lightly spritz it. The green absorbs the moisture, it hydrates it, it allows it to breathe and grow. So very simple. You should try it. If you have kids, a great project to get the kids involved in, to help them grow what they eat. So
yes,
I'll be back to talk about some other things after Coach. Yes, Coach.
Yeah, I just want to say, and I can come back in frame so people won't think you're hearing, those voices coming out of nowhere. Yeah. The other thing I like about the microgreens is, it takes little space. Now, it has to be a really small container. You can go with a larger container, so that you can produce more, except that you want to try to align it with the amount that you're eating.
Right.
I think that's really important. Now we're talking about chia seeds, and as Coach Mitchell said, it's the same chia seeds that are well known for the chia pet. Who would have thought that as children, and even now you've seen those commercials, that those things are edible.
And they're not promoting them as an herb or as an edible plant. It's more decor,
Yes.
you know,
It was kind of like a
craft and
gimmick.
recreation. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not just chia, see, you can buy seeds for just about any plant that you can grow. And as you can see, doesn't require soil.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and microgreens are actually, I believe it's like 40 times more nutritious than the actual adult version of the same vegetable because it is actually condensed. Uh, so there's another benefit there. And like I said, the seeds are not expensive. You can buy them from online, buy them from, I think Target and Walmart all.
The dollar stores,
Yeah.
anywhere you pick up a packet of seeds, you can purchase the seeds.
Mhm. I think, like I said, you can buy organic seeds, which might cost you a little bit more, but still inexpensive. And as Coach Mitchell said, you can just grab them, eat them as is. You can add them to your foods, smoothies, salads.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So it's just another avenue to not letting, you know, expense prevent you from eating healthy.
Right. And the cocoa hair mats, I forgot to mention, you can get those right off of Amazon, and you can buy various sizes. I buy the wide mat and just cut it to fit any container that you're going to plant or grow your microgreens in.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, Coach. You
Right.
want to kick it back over to the orange pills
Sure.
and
Mhm.
the health benefits?
Now, yes, you see some, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
Coach,
Mm-hmm.
you see some orange peels there. You see two things actually, orange slices and the orange. The peels aren't in a frame, and I'll tell you why. But the orange slices are really just dehydrated orange. Now, what I'm trying to get across here is several things. One about eating healthy,
Mm-hmm.
one about reducing your food waste, so you're maximizing your produce. So with this orange, and just hand me the orange, Coach. We start out with the orange. As we're all doing, what we normally do is like we'll peel it, we'll eat the orange, and then we throw the peel away. And what I'm trying to share with you is that you don't need to do that because the peel actually has more nutrients than the actual orange itself. And I'm going to go over that in a second. So the other thing too is with the orange peel, with the orange slices, it's a way too, if you have an abundance of fruit and you say, okay, I'm not going to eat all of that, that's where the dehydration comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want it to go to waste. So what we do is we dehydrate it, and that's
Over
what you
here.
have right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't look that beautiful. It comes with practice, learning how the technique. But for the most part, you have dehydrated fruit, which again retains most of the nutrients. Uh, you know, the fiber, everything in it. The only thing that it may lose is the water.
Mm-hmm.
So that's only problematic if you're eating produce to add to your daily water intake.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, it's a great option. Uh, just another alternative to consuming your produce. You see a couple other things on there too, but that was just added to the dehydration process today. Now, one catch, because it tends to be lighter, it may not seem as filling, but the same amount of sugar is in the fruit. So you want, and pretty much the same amount of calories, because the only thing that's lost is water, and water basically has 0 calories. So you're pretty much going to have the same amount of calories. So you can kind of get misled because it's just easier to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so if your sugar levels are an issue, and again, I'm always timid about talking about this because there are different views on fruit sugars. I happen to be one that believes if you're eating the whole fruit with the fiber, for the most part, you're going to be okay for the most part. But I would say as a precaution, just kind of keep that in mind that you don't want to overeat just because they're dehydrated. All right, so let's just kind of talk about the orange peel. So the orange peel has plenty of benefits to it. First of all, it has vitamin A, C, a couple of the B vitamins. It has minerals, the calcium, magnesium, potassium, folate. Uh, you know what? It's fiber. Actually, like I mentioned, it has more fiber than the orange itself. And antioxidants. You know, uh, the skin has polyphenols, which is really a powerful nutrient because it fights against many diseases. It has the flavonoids, which protects against cancer. Uh, and there's actually the essential oil. I don't know if you've ever used or smelled essential oil. Orange essential oil is really great. It has, again, quite a few medicinal processes, but it's actually in the skin. Now, you can actually make your own. There's a little way of doing that, but it requires putting the peels in sugar, and then the sugar will draw out the oil. But that's for another time. The essential oils has anti-inflammatory properties. The peels are good for your immune system. Yeah, uh, you know, it's anti, allergy. So it helps to prevent, if you suffer from allergies, it helps to prevent the release of histamines. So that's also a plus. Helps in weight reduction. One reason because again the fiber. So now you got two things tonight to help you, with your weight management. It's even good for your oral health, and people have used it to also whiten their teeth because they rub it on their teeth. Yeah, that's another option. They've used it. It helps to clear the skin. People have rubbed it on their skin and even made face mask out of it. And it's also good for detoxification. So again, we see a lot of things out on the market to detoxify, but for the most part, a lot of the things, the fruits, the produce, the herbal stuff is right there. And if you pick up a lot of the detox things you buy in the store and look at the ingredients, if it's really good, most of those ingredients will be natural. They should be natural. You want to say something, Coach Richard?
Hi, thanks for watching, Kiana. Thank you for joining us tonight. But Coach, what I found interesting is that you can use it to whiten your teeth. I didn't know that, so I learned something new tonight. Yes. Regarding the orange peel.
And banana peels also are used for the same purpose. So again, another powerful use of a peel. So we're really talking about the power of the peel. And the other options that you can use. Oh, first of all, I'm saying, how do you consume them? Well, there's multiple ways. First, I always recommend you want to buy organic. Now, if you can't buy organic, and even if the food is organic, you probably still want to do this, is we soak all of our produce in a baking soda solution for about 15 minutes, then rinse it and store it. Now, with most things, like the oranges, we do that because, they have a hard outer skin, but certain fruits, you probably would not want to do that. You may not want to do it until you're ready to consume, because sometimes we freeze, our produce. So, or even if you refrigerate it, you may not want to do that until you're ready to consume. So the moisture doesn't get retained, and then that leads to mold. So, so you can, like, so if you take the orange peels, you can, like I said, eat it. You can wash, cut them into small slices. You can zest it, and just include it in your recipes, in your salads, desserts, even beverages. If you want to drink it, you can drink, natural tea, which is, well, I just want to kind of show you what it may look like.
Grab that for you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Now, one of the things that I do is, which way you go? Okay. I, will either drink it straight, but lately I just started adding it to regular, black or green tea, so it flavors the tea. And again, by doing that, you reduce the need for a sweetener. Because any sweetener, especially, you want to eliminate the white sugars, so, and some people may use honey, but again, depending on how your body reacts, even honey may be something that you want to try to stay away from. But this way, you don't have the calories and you don't have the, like I said, the additional sugar. So that's a plus. You can add the orange peels to your smoothies, which is also a good thing. And, one of the things that we also do is, like I said, we dehydrate and throw them in a blender and create a powder. The powder becomes even more versatile in terms of your cooking because you can sprinkle it on something. Again, you can still add a tablespoon or so to your smoothie and still get the benefit.
Sprinkle it over your oatmeal,
Yes.
over whatever breakfast cereal, hot breakfast cereal, cold breakfast cereal of your choice. But the powders are really versatile.
Yeah. And I think too, if you're trying to also coach your children into improving their eating habits, and you sprinkle like fruit, peels like this over, this cereal. Hopefully it's not a sugar-based cereal, but give them the flavoring. And again, they might just taste, oh, this is really good because they're not making a connection. Oh, this is really just an orange peel. They know that it's a fruity flavor. So that's a plus. So what are some of the other things you can do with that peel besides just throwing it in the garbage? As I mentioned, you can make a facial scrub. You can use it as an air freshener because if you're boiling it, which is what we do to make the tea, we simply boil it, and you can also do the same thing to make air freshener. Throw some cinnamon sticks in, and you got a really nice natural air freshener, no chemicals.
And a little drop of vanilla extract, pure vanilla extract.
Which true. So again, experiment. Just try to keep it as healthy as possible. The other thing you can do is you can make a household cleaner. You can do it with orange peel as well as lemon peels. Just mix it with vinegar, and basically vinegar will pretty much give you the cleaning impact, but the orange will give you the fresh, the aroma, the scent that you may be looking for, because vinegar leaves a really unique smell behind. So
very acidic.
yeah.
But also the oil in the orange peel is a cleaning agent, acts as a cleaning agent too. So it enhances the vinegar.
Okay. All right, cool. Then the other thing is, if you have a garbage disposal, just throw them down the garbage disposal. It deodorizes the garbage disposal. Now, we try to, maximize, every piece that we can. And the last stop is usually, compost. Now, this is my first season composting, so I'm still getting the hang of it. But one of the things that I learned, and if there's anybody out there, if you have a different opinion, please let us know. But I don't put any citrus in the compost. So with the orange peel, once I'm done, it usually goes in the garbage disposal. All right. So I hope that was helpful. And then I'm going to kick it back to you, Coach Mitchell, to talk about, making healthy choices easy. Easy choices will lead you to, improving your overall, health lifestyle. So you'll see some things over there.
Thank you, Coach. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you real quickly. I don't have all of the ingredients laid out because it is a very busy recipe, meaning there are a lot of ingredients in. First, the granola bars. Now, I actually took this recipe from the Pioneer Woman and I embellished it. A lot. My granola bars contain 4 or 5 different varieties of dried fruit. In this particular bar, Coach, if you could just take those tongs and take one out. In this particular bar, I have dried apricot, cranberry, dried watermelon. Yes, you heard me, dried watermelon. Because, as we say, we're trying to go to zero waste. And that zero waste means that if you have a little bit of watermelon meat left on the rind, throw it in the dehydrator. You can seal that up, bag it, or you can throw it in the blender and grind it down into a powder. But I have dried cranberries, sunflower seeds, fruit, watermelon, dried watermelon, dehydrated watermelon, apricots, cranberries, dates, and if I'm not mistaken, nope, I think that's it for fruit. Then I have an assortment of nuts. I have sunflower seeds, raw almonds, black walnuts. Got it, coach?
Mhm.
Black walnuts, as well as pecans, chopped up, toasted oats, toasted just until they're golden brown. Don't let them, honey, mix that all up with some molasses and apple juice. Bring it together in a bowl, lay it out on a baking sheet, and bake it for about 20 minutes. Now, I like to I like to also sometimes coat the bottom of the granola bars if I'm selling them, because I do sell the granola bars, in a nice bittersweet 70% plus cacao chocolate. And I'll drizzle that chocolate over the top. And again, the health benefits of cacao, they lend to healthier snacks, if you will. And sometimes I'll do white chocolate, not so much, but because that is high in sugar content. But that's pretty much it. And as Coach Darren said, having healthy options available, you tend to grab for them before you go for the unhealthy snacks. And I can tell you, this granola bar is delicious. The kids love it. People love them, and I even like them. And I'm not a huge sweet consumer. Okay.
Now,
Now,
you done?
no, I was just going to say, all told, if you want the recipe, I'll definitely post it. Let me know. It takes from start to finish maybe about 35 to 45 minutes to make that homemade granola bar. And it saves you a lot of money, cuts out all of the processed foods and ingredients that may go into store-bought granola. Okay?
So the other thing, this is my, we'll say, homemade trail mix. It's not as well put together as Coach Mitchell's granola bars, but it's another, healthy choice. And both those two containers, we like to leave them sitting out. So therefore, if you do get an urge for a snack, or you're hungry, you're more likely to grab something, one of those, along with it. Like I said, we got into the habit of leaving a fruit bowl out. So again, just things, like I said, make your healthy choices easy choices. So by leaving them easily accessible, you're more likely to grab them. Now, again, it's not a perfect system because, you eat too many nuts. Nuts, as healthy as they are also high in calories. That's one of the drawbacks. So you have to be mindful if weight is of concern. But it is always, I just believe, a better choice than eating junk food. And on that note, I had two social media interactions and explained to people on the subject of ultra processed foods. And I just want to run this by you so that you really understand the importance of why we started to transition away from the ultra processed foods. Just look at the ingredients. I really challenge you. Look at the ingredients. You're going to see things with all kinds of names. And you know what? I saw something today, and I haven't had a chance to validate it, but now they're able to put something, I think the term is bioengineered, which is another name than, genetically modified. Excuse me. So make it a habit of looking at the ingredients. You want to be mindful of the sugar, because sugar is listed in ingredients under many different names. Anything that usually ends in an OSE, like sucralose, is a sugar, some form of sugar. But it's what we call the chemical soup. Now, those ingredients our body can't process. So what does it do? It then either ends up storing it as fat, or it can lead or trigger inflammation. And you heard us both, as Coach Mitchell talked about the microgreens, and I talked about the orange peel, about the anti-inflammatory benefits. So you want to kind of keep that in mind because, you know what, processed foods are inflammatory. And it's the inflammatory or the inflammation in the body that usually leads to most of our chronic diseases, which is why you hear people say, oh, you want to eat anti-inflammatory foods. Well, at the same time, you want to cut out the inflammatory ones. Now, so just wanted to say that if it, it came from nature, you got a pretty good chance that it's okay. So you want to eat more whole foods, less processed foods, less fake foods. Uh-huh. So,
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Coach.
Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was getting ready to wrap us up. So if you're not done, go ahead.
No, so that's it. We shared 4 things with you, and then it's a starting point. You take it from there, become creative, become the creator, that you are, and make it happen for you.
Absolutely. And listen, everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. We hope you try some of these various ways of reintroducing or repurposing some of the foods that you're used to, some not so much. I just wanted to point out, because I know you may be curious what other dehydrated fruits we may have on this little saucer here. We have dehydrated plums and dehydrated apple slices. So those will be ground into powder and repurposed in some other ingredient. So listen, Coach, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to let you know we cover microgreens. Hopefully, we'll be able to cover sprouts next week. But then again, next week will be Thanksgiving Eve, so that might be a problem. Okay.
Yes.
But in our upcoming session, we want to talk about sprouts. That's another step from microgreens, or another step in the process. They are also very healthy, very they powerful when it comes to nutrients, and you don't need a garden or anything for them to grow. They kind of grow in the same way, actually with less equipment.
All right. Well, with that, listen, I really hope that we were able to encourage you and motivate you to really shift your mindset on how you look at foods and how you eat certain foods and what you put in your body. I hope we've been an inspiration to you on your health and wellness journey. I'm Coach Mitchell.
And I'm Coach Darren. And want to meet with us on actually Monday, I have a really good certified herbalist, who will share some of the things you can do with herbs. So look for the invitation on our page.
Right. And if you're watching and I didn't acknowledge you, forgive me. We have our devices are set up in ways that does not allow me to really manage the feed. So thank you for joining us tonight. Trust me, we're not ignoring you. We're thankful that you decided to spend a little bit of time with us. Remember, if you don't start now, there can be no next. Have a great night.
Good night.